crack some safes and
Matt,
get the keys.
Hearing, don't you?
Whoa! There's a beep.
There's a beep. That's okay.
All right, let me say it again. Matt, you got that stupid hearing, don't you?
Oh, no.
My car can transform into my own private movie theater.
My own private bathroom. She just shits everywhere.
Here in the front seat.
That's hot.
Now that's hot.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of the Mamalukes podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Luke.
I'm Alysha.
I'm Matt.
And no Virginia this week, but that's okay. Today we're talking about Mortal Kombat 2 and our thoughts on that. A few thoughts on the movie Tuner, Google's latest I.O. conference, and a few announcements they made there. And we'll conclude with how things were like before the internet and social media started taking over our lives. But first, happy belated Mother's Day. We didn't say that last week, so
Nobody cares about the mothers.
Happy birthday, Luke.
that too, I guess, happened. Yeah.
Luke had a birthday.
I had a birthday.
Old as shit.
Yeah.
Another Taurus.
Yep. Game of Thrones, we've been still rewatching, Alysha and I. We're about midway through season 2. Robb Stark's still on his crusade, and Daenerys is still trying to figure stuff out with her dragons.
Virginia started watching it.
Oh, really?
Ooh,
I think she's like 4 episodes into season 1.
Okay. All right.
dang.
We won't spoil anything further than that. Not that that's
I don't know if she can
lot.
keep pace with you guys.
I mean, yeah, they're long episodes, and there's a lot of them that she needs to get through. So,
But we aren't watching anything else right now, so.
yeah.
Did you watch the Punisher One Last Kill?
Nope.
Nope.
Are you current on all that stuff? Daredevil, Punisher, all that?
I am not.
No.
No? Let's see. The Boys. Do you watch that on Amazon Prime?
I didn't watch
season
that,
are they on
but
right
I know
now?
you
They're on the
watched it.
final season, which is season 4.
I think I'm at least one season behind.
And then there's Gen V that's tied into that.
Right.
So, I mean, there's stuff you could watch that's new. Believe it or not. There's new content out there.
I don't know if the algorithm's like feeding me something about Game of Thrones, but I just kept telling Luke, I was like, I really want to rewatch it.
Well, we
Yeah.
discussed that. It's like the 15-year anniversary.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely what's pushing it for sure.
I feel like it was before that, but
Did you watch Welcome to Derry?
Nope.
no.
No? Do you guys don't like evil clowns?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
I love
not.
Pennywise.
I mean,
No.
it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you know what you can watch on Prime Video now
Yeah.
is Project Hail Mary, and that's to buy and rent only. It's not like a movie is a part of like Prime Video's subscription, at least currently. I think the rumors I saw was that it's supposed to go to like home media, like Blu-ray and stuff in July. So I would imagine it'll probably go to like just regular streaming around then too. But we talked about that movie before and just figured I'd throw that one out there in case you want to watch it. It is now on Prime Video. Link in the description. And so quick few thoughts. I basically bought myself a new phone for my birthday. I was basically just holding out for 4 years on my Galaxy S22 Ultra and got the S26 Ultra. In terms of specs, I mean, it's just quicker, basically. It's generally the same size. They don't have like the rounded edges on the sides anymore. It's kind of rounded all around, kind of like the shape of an iPhone. So, and then, well, right before that, Alysha got me for my birthday, an early birthday present, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8, the
Yeah.
classic one.
Choked up about it.
Yeah, I know. I really like the present so much.
See.
I like the classic variants of their watches because it has that physical. Well, it doesn't pick up on the mic. The physical bezel that you can rotate instead of like swiping a billion times on the watch.
You can do both.
You can do both, but I really like the physical rotating bezel. That's really nice.
Do you like my watch?
Where'd it go?
I don't wear them.
Oh, I thought you were pulling a magic trick on
No,
us.
Matt was looking. Did you look?
I have the 6
Oh, okay.
with the classic.
It is the classic. Okay. Yeah, the watch I had before my last one it might have been like the original Galaxy watch, had the physical bezel, and then for a little while they got rid of it, and then it's come back on the last couple watch releases. I was like, yeah, I definitely want it back. And she tricked me into buying the exact one that I wanted by
I'm just that good.
yeah.
I was like, not this one, right?
I was like, oh yeah, that'd be the one I would get if I wanted to get a new watch. That's how she pulled that one off. But the one thing I wanted to point out, so the last couple phones that I've had, the charging port, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this. I'm sure it's kind of a mixed bag who this happens to, but the charging port has always been an issue with specifically the last 2 phones I've had. So basically they just get bad, they get gunked up, and specifically with my last phone, the S22 Ultra, it got so bad to the point where I couldn't charge it or connect it in any way at all, which if the phone didn't have wireless charging, I'd be screwed. I'd have to take it and get it fixed and have that get replaced, and however much that costs, which might not be that much, but still, it's an annoyance. So what I'm doing this time around is I got these magnetic, basically the ports. You basically just stick this in the port, and then you can buy an adapter that goes like at the end of your regular USB-C charging cable that has a magnet on it, and then that just sticks on here. And so I can charge it that way. And so basically this is protecting the actual charging port. And if this goes bad, that's fine. I can just pull this out, put a new one in, and then...
Yeah, they sell those on Amazon.
Right. Yeah, they're all over. But it was either that or I was like trying to find like a rubber cover to like stick over it to protect the port. But then it's like every time I want to charge. Well, yeah, so some cases have that too, right?
Yeah.
Is that annoying at all to have on there?
No,
or
it pulls right down.
Okay. See, though, does that just go over the port, or does it like actually insert itself into the port at all?
Yeah, it plugs in a little bit.
Okay. Well, see,
into the case, not actually into the port.
Okay, right. And that, to me, that's a good design because it's, you know, if you're just putting something else into
yeah,
the
you got to
port,
watch what you put in your hole.
Right, exactly.
You don't want to insert yourself.
But that's what wears them down is like the amount of times you take something
In and out.
You're going to wear it out. Do whatever you want with that, internet.
Next.
But that's what happened to my last
said.
phone. You know, the USB-C port got wore out, stopped working, and well, got to trade it in for a new one, I guess. Or I could have taken it to like one of those phone fix-it shops or whatever.
I paid for the warranty.
You're too aggressive.
I'm not too aggressive. I use it normally.
Tell us, how many ports are you wearing out currently?
Just one. Anyway,
Wait, I was talking to the viewers.
Oh.
Now you're just,
I didn't catch that.
You're going to
either.
get a lot of different answers
now
if
you're
you're just asking everyone.
Now you're just wearing one out. I mean, next.
Next, that's all of our but first topics, unless you guys have anything to add. If not, we'll get right into Mortal Kombat 2, which I think all of us collectively probably don't have a ton of views or thoughts on the movie other than just it's the sequel to the last one. And it's a gory action thriller movie. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you might think this was really cool because you get to see some of your favorite characters.
Carrots.
Characters.
Classic characters.
Classic characters. Whatever I'm trying to say. You get to see some of your favorite stuff in the movie from the games and
get a little bit of Mortal Kombat storyline in there.
Right. And obviously back in the days when that was like on the Genesis and Super Nintendo, like, yeah, that was the early 90s. Those came out probably.
What were the people with all the teeth?
88 was like Mortal Kombat 1.
Okay, so even earlier.
Yeah.
What were the people with all the teeth called?
Baraka.
Is that what they were called?
That's what his name is. The character he was fighting
right.
was Baraka.
I can't remember.
Taladations or something like that.
Taladations. Yeah, whatever their race is. Yeah.
Google it. I want to know. Anyway, all their teeth were really cool, and how the kids looked.
Yeah, Tarkatan. Tarkatan.
Oh, Tarkatan. Okay. Cannibalistic species from Outworld.
So I thought that they looked really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job with that. I actually liked the way they did all the characters.
Yeah, I mean,
Shao Kahn was cool, and
they did a pretty good job of, doing each character, a realistic representation of what they would look like.
I have some friends that went and seen this too, and my first comment to them was, I thought this was much better than the first one. And
yeah,
her reply was, I thought the first one was a lot better.
Really?
Yeah. And apparently she didn't like the katana storyline, even though that's kind of prominent in the game.
Okay.
She thought that was boring, the way that they did the whole background story and all that kind of stuff with it. I didn't mind it.
Well,
but it's just one view,
I mean, so I'm not like a big Mortal Kombat fan, but I guess if you're going to adapt the game to a movie, you need some sort of story.
Yeah.
Other than just like, all right, let's make a movie where a bunch of people fight.
I mean, you're talking about a movie that has, 20 different characters in it.
Sure.
So you could take any one of their stories and make it the focal point. Just like in the first movie, they made up a character with Cole.
Right.
And made him the main character. And I actually didn't like that story. And I think that's what I didn't like about the first one. I like the Sub-Zero and Scorpion storyline from the beginning. I didn't like the whole cage fighter thing. I didn't think, I didn't think that needed to be there. But I don't know. I'm not a
Johnny Cage.
Well, I mean, Johnny Cage is cheesy, and he's meant to be cheesy. Like he was, he was meant to be cheesy in the game. It is what it is. It's a video game movie. I mean, it's not going to win Oscars or anything like that. But the Kung Lao and Liu Kang fight scene was amazing.
Yeah.
So
pretty intense.
Yeah, that was great. I didn't really like the Netherworld fight scene. It was okay with the new Sub-Zero, with Shadow Sub-Zero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was very Spider-Man-esque.
It was just too much CGI. I guess is what I'm looking at, and it popped around because there was people in different places. So it moved too much rather than focal point on actual, like the martial arts.
Right.
Where Liu Kang versus, isn't that his name? Kung Lao?
I think so. I think that's
the guy with the sombrero.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a sombrero, I know, but the guy with the hat.
Right.
But yeah, that fight scene was
razor
wild.
blade hat.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Collectively, all the fight scenes in Mortal Kombat 2, I think, were better than the first one. I think that's what probably to you and I made it better.
I wasn't really in it for the story. I was in it for the action.
Yeah. I wasn't pumped for any storytelling for this one.
I won't get into any spoilers, or I'm not going to ruin it and who dies and who doesn't, but the first fatality, I was like, yes.
Spoiler, there's fatalities.
Well, that's
you
find out on the
internet,
you
should expect that. It's Mortal Kombat.
And they did play KMFDM's Mortal Kombat at the end of the movie, which I liked.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Other than that, I mean, we can take a look to see what people were saying on.
Oh yeah, we didn't look up the
Rotten Tomatoes. I can't imagine it's going to be amazing, but you never know. Tomato meter, I mean, it's positive anyway. 65 tomato meter, 89 popcorn meter.
Yeah, I think it's going to register more with fans than it's going to register with critics anyway, because it's
going
not
to see a random movie.
Right.
I mean, it's not, it wasn't made for critics.
Yeah, and just like the Mario movie, I would say.
Which got better reviews.
Right. Solid 3 out of 5. Some of the graphics were cheesy. Lots of action and great storyline. That's coming from fans.
Some of the graphics were, a little, like I said, the whole Netherworld site was, it was a little too much CGI. But
right. Didn't like how Scorpion barely had any screen time. Story was good though. Brought in the video game aspects perfectly. Yeah, I think this is more of a movie for the Mortal Kombat fans than your average movie watcher.
Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, that's
There's
about
not really
it.
much more to go into it.
Yeah.
Unless you want to give the whole storyline, which it's really not worth going into. I mean, some of the side characters were terrible. And somebody else pointed this out too. Like Jade was a waste.
You think so?
Yeah, it was just a pointless fucking character. And it was like, I don't know. I mean, that girl has to be in everything now, but
right.
The girl played Jade, but it was pointless.
What else is she in?
Wednesday. Okay. Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Where's she?
She's been in. She was in that Uncharted with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, You. I know her from You. Okay.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, she was in You. But yeah, so I mean, no, it wasn't anything to her acting or anything. It was just a waste of a character.
Yeah. They had so many characters they needed to, or they wanted to get into the movie, and here you go.
Yeah. They did that with Cabal and a couple of people in the first movie too. They just wasted characters, for minimal screen time.
Yeah.
So,
any other thoughts?
Nope.
Not on that. No.
Okay.
Would you rate it? You gotta do that.
Oh yeah.
6. 6.
I'll say solid 6 as well.
It's good for its action. It's about it.
I think it was just slightly better in the first one, so I'll say 6.5.
Okay.
Would have gave the first one like a 6. It was just slightly better because of some fight scenes and stuff like that. So, I mean, the acting's terrible. It's cheesy. It is what it is. It's a comic or a video game movie. So,
yep.
It's a comedy.
It's a comedy.
It is. In a way.
In a way, yeah.
One day we should just talk about a movie, don't talk about its title, and say everything wrong about it.
Yeah,
see if somebody can guess it.
Yeah.
See if somebody can guess what the fuck we're talking about.
But on the topic of movies, Matt, you went and saw a mystery movie.
Me, Rachel, and Virginia went and seen a mystery movie, and the mystery movie was Tuner. And the funny thing is that like this wasn't on my radar. I didn't even know this movie was coming out Friday, or it's like Friday the 28th or something like
22nd.
22nd. Yeah.
So next Friday, but yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't even on my radar of stuff that was going to be out there. I had seen a trailer for this forever ago. And because this movie was a 2025 movie also that's just now coming out in May of 2026. We have a theme here with movies that are from 2025.
Ohio's behind or something.
But I didn't expect it. I was actually pleasantly surprised, because I did want to see this. I actually thought it looked good. And I wouldn't have paid like full movie ticket price to see it. So $5 wasn't a bad thing.
Right.
The cast is Leo Woodhull, who I know from nothing other than he was in White Lotus. Havana Rose Liu, which was in nothing. Dustin Hoffman, who is super famous, and Jean Reno, who played Leon the Professional, who has been in a million different things and is super famous. And then a guy named Lior Raz, who I didn't recognize him from anything either, but he was a good character in the movie. He played a guy named Yuri. The director has done nothing of prominence that I've seen. So that's probably why this movie was made in 24. Principal filming was in 24. It was supposed to be released last year and is just now getting released. So,
right.
The story focuses around a guy named Nicky who goes around with Dustin Hoffman tuning pianos. Nicky has some hypersensitive hearing disease, and it ruined him from being able to play the piano as a child. He was like a prodigy. His parents are dead, and Dustin Hoffman is like a family friend that basically is taking care of him. Dustin Hoffman is getting old and starting to get some form of dementia, which they show gradually as it goes on. One day, Dustin Hoffman puts his hearing aids in the safe instead of his watch. And Nicky's like, let me take it home and I'll get it open. And he watches YouTube videos that teach him how to crack safes with his super hearing. So that is the main premise of the movie. From there, Nicky goes one day without Dustin Hoffman to a college to tune pianos at a college. And he meets Ruthie. She acts stuck up. She acts like a stuck up bitch and treats him like a lowly piano tuner who's like, beneath her. Then he amazes her with his ability to recognize which piano keys she is pressing without looking with his super hearing. And then he just walks away. That's the scene. A couple of days later, Nicky is at a rich person's home who doesn't want their piano tuned and is very vocal about it. But the assistant insists that Billy Joel is coming to the house to play, so they have to have the piano tuned. And it's really loud because there's like landscaping crews and stuff like that cleaning up and getting ready for a party. And he's like, I can't tune it with all that noise. On, so he's like, they're like, come back at 8:00 tonight. She gives him $100 bill, tells him to go get something to eat and then come back at 8:00 at night. So when he comes back to the house, nobody answers the door and he just walks in and walks up to the piano and starts tuning it. And while he's tuning the piano, he's hearing like these banging and stuff like that upstairs. And he's yelling like, hey, hello, hello. And nobody answers. So he goes through this mansion upstairs and into this bedroom where all the noise is coming from. And there's 4 guys in there drilling into a safe. And they have a little bit of a conversation. And he's basically like, I can open that if you guys promise to be quiet so I can tune this piano and go home. And they're like, okay. So he uses his super hearing to unlock the safe. And then he just walks away and goes back downstairs and starts tuning the piano. And when he's finishing up, Yuri comes downstairs and he puts like a couple $1,000 or a couple $100, whatever it was, on top of the piano. And he's like, if you ever want to make some real money, call me. And he leaves a business card too. And so that's like the end of that scene. So Dustin Hoffman and Nicky are at a donut shop and they see Ruthie there. And this is like a couple of days later. I'm assuming they're like a good timeline. And Dustin Hoffman has his exchange with Ruthie and he's like, walk her to her class. And they're both like, no, we're not doing that. And he's like, yeah, he's like, grab her books and walk her to her class. So they're walking down the street. They have this really uncomfortable dialogue. And then he says something really stupid when she's walking away and she just walks across the street and goes into the class. And he walks back to the donut shop and he finds Dustin Hoffman's being loaded into an ambulance on a stretcher. And apparently he fell and because they had like a bandage on his head or something like that. So he's unconscious and he's getting loaded into an ambulance. So then the next scene is Nicky at the hospital with Dustin Hoffman's wife and they're talking and she's like, he canceled the Medicare. And we're $36,000 behind on medical bills even before this. And she's like, I don't know what we're going to do. You're going to have to sell the work van that they drive around and tune pianos with. And he looks at her and he goes, let me buy the van. And she goes, how are you going to come up with the money for that? And he's like, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. And then that flashes to, of course, him calling Yuri, who owns a security company, and he meets up with them. And Yuri basically explains, I'll call you when I need you. You'll make money. We won't have any further discussion other than that. So he starts like getting phone calls from Yuri and he shows up at a house. He unlocks a safe and then he leaves. He has one little bit of crisis of conscience, where he feels bad before he does the first safe. But after that, he's doing them left and right.
Did they like his like crack safing ability? Did they like, I guess from like a production standpoint in the movie, do they make it seem like it's supernatural or it's kind of just like he has a natural ability?
Nobody can make any noise or anything like that because his hearing he wears like earplugs through the whole movie and then headphones over top of that because his hearing's so sensitive. So they keep doing the whole fucking thing where they show his head against the side of the safe and then he's turning the dials and you can see the tumblers inside
Right.
and stuff
Okay.
like that kind of thing. And that's how they show that he's doing it, by the noise of the tumblers inside of the safe.
Right. I was just thinking, like, the first thought I had when you started describing this was,
Daredevil.
no, what's her name from Apex we just talked about? An Italian
Charlize
Job?
Theron?
Yeah. When she
Italian
was
Job.
doing that in the Italian Job.
Okay.
Is that comparable to that kind of?
No, it's more like I have super hearing.
Okay.
Yeah. Type
Okay.
thing. So, so he's got like this whole thing where his life was ruined because of his hearing, and he was not able to play a piano. And it's a miracle he's even able to be around a piano, because he's worked so hard to control this disability that he has and all this stuff. And so he gets a phone call one day when he's out, and Ruthie calls him, and she's like, "Hey, water pipe broke in my apartment. It's ruining my piano. Can one of you guys come out here and see if you can save my grandma's piano?" So he's like, "I'm about an hour away." He's like, "Let me finish what I'm doing and I'll be out." And then he shows up at her apartment, takes apart her grandma's piano and saves it. And then they start a relationship. So,
Okay.
so in the midst of this, they do like the montage. They do the dating montage and they do the safe cracking montage. So like he's doing one by day and one by night. And so he eventually steals this pearl Rolex.
Wait. He's the night cracker instead of the nutcracker.
I guess. You gonna tell me that was funny?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like my knight in shining armor, or
My Nightcracker.
yeah, and then he's a safe cracker.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay.
And I said by night and by day. Yeah, I got it.
That was funny.
Okay. So he gives Ruthie the stolen Rolex, and when she looks at it, she's like, "That's too much. We've only been dating for a month." And he's like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll just take it back." And she's like, "Don't touch that. That's mine." And then, so she's preparing for this big performance to impress a composer that she wants to work for after she gets out of college. And so she's working really hard, like trying to make her own music and do this whole setup and stuff. And she plays piano, and she has like a whole orchestra thing. Yeah, she's not a whore. She has
She's a whore.
orchestra thing. She has a whore that plays music along with her, and she's like composing the whole thing. So she's really stressed out. And then like he makes a suggestion by listening to it, because he's got perfect pitch and knows everything about music. And he's like,
Right.
"You should add this element to it and then it'll change it." And she's like, "Okay, well now I'm really stressed out because I have to go write that and add this in and train somebody to do it and blah, 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 blah."
Yeah.
So the night before her performance, he has like this run-in with Yuri where it goes bad. And like somebody fires a gun near him with his headphones off, and he's like, his ears are ringing and he's in a panic and stuff like that. And he finds this code that he's not supposed to see, and he reads it for this bank account. It's like a cipher for a bank account, and somehow he's got photographic memory too. He memorizes this whole cipher and stuff like that too. So he runs out of this house because of the gunshots and stuff like that and his hearing, and then he drives off, and he's in a bad mood, and he calls Yuri and he's like, "I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore." And Yuri's like, "You'll come when I call you." And so he's sitting in Ruthie's apartment the night before her performance, and she's like, "I'm so nervous," and that. And he's like, "It's just music." He was like, "Who cares?" Basically plays the whole thing down. He's like really kind of cruel to her and unsupportive. And then she's like, she's like, "You're just a piano tuner. You're not working toward anything." He's like, "I've worked my whole life to be near a piano, blah, blah, blah. You don't understand what I've been working toward. It's a miracle that I have this handicap that I've overcome," and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, oh, okay. So he storms out of the apartment, and Yuri gets him in the like parking deck that he's in and puts an air horn up to his ear and just like blows it really hard and rips his headphones off and stuff like that. And he's in so much pain, he blacks out, and he wakes up in like a bathtub, and they're like got the shower on him and stuff like that. And they're trying to wake him up, and they're like, "Wake up and get this safe." And he's like, "I can't hear anything. My ears are ringing." And they're like, "You've been knocked out for this amount of time, like hurry up and do this. You got to, open this safe." And he's like, "I can't hear anything." He's like, "I don't know how I'm going to open a safe." And they're all screaming at him and stuff anyway.
Right.
But any other scene, they had to be perfectly freaking quiet, so he could do this. So right now is the same time that Ruthie's getting ready to go on stage and do her performance. So he's missing her whole performance to show her, the scene where they look out from behind the curtain and the person that they want to be there is not in the seat type thing. And they keep doing that. That's never been done before.
Right.
That trope's not played out at all. But, so eventually his ear stops ringing and he gets the safe open and he gets up and he runs 16 blocks to the music hall where her performance was done. And she's meeting with the composer, and the composer's sitting there and he's like, I love everything about what you're doing. I think you're a perfect fit for this. He's like, but I have one question. Where'd you get that watch? And she takes it off and it's got an inscription on the back, which they showed earlier in the movie. I'm like, okay, well, you didn't think the French inscription meant anything, so she pulls it out and she gives it to him and he's like, this is my dead grandma's Holocaust watch. He's like, it was stolen from my safe. There's a matching one that belongs to my grandfather along with some other artifacts and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I just really need to know where you got it. And then right at that moment, Nikki runs up behind the window. And so she goes out and confronts him about the watch. And he says, basically, some stuff happened. And then, so he goes in to talk to, what's his name? The composer, which is, how do you say his name? John Reno.
Okay.
And he's like, look, she didn't know anything about the watch. It's all on me. And she's like, should I call the authorities, the principal or whatever at the schools? Like, should I call the authorities, dean?
Right.
And he's like, well, I don't like authorities. He's like, but yeah, you probably should. And right before she's like going to tell them what's going on, he's like, what if I told you I could get the ring back or the other watch back? And he's like, can you? And he's like, yeah. And he just gets up and walks out of the room. So he puts a hoodie on and goes to break into the guy that runs a security company's warehouse by memorizing the code, the keypad codes and stuff like that to get through these two doors. Then he walks right through a rave that's going on in the warehouse, right? And right up to a safe and just starts trying to open the safe, like the dumbest fucking heist ever. So he's caught immediately. And they beat the shit out of him. And then they use the air horn right next to both of his ears, like until it runs out and blow his eardrums out. And then they take a knife and cut part of his ear off. Oh. So he wakes up in the hospital and he's like, goes to the mirror and they show like where he cut part of his ear off and is stitched up and stuff. Somebody took him to the hospital. They don't explain how he got to the hospital. And the guy's like, mumbling. It sounds like he's talking like this. Right. Because he blew his eardrums out and he's like, you may never get your hearing back. Your drums are blown out, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And he's putting his clothes and stuff on and the watch is in his pocket. So Yuri gave him the watch that he went to go get. And then, so he goes to the composer's house from the hospital and gives him the watch and Ruthie's there. And Jean Reno's like, the tuner is exonerated. And he just walks off camera. And Ruthie's standing there and he gives her some kind of a spiel. Like, he really doesn't say anything. She's talking, but he can't hear. Everything sounds like this. Right. So he sits down at the piano and just plays it beautifully. And she starts crying. End movie.
Okay.
That's it. That's how it ended.
I cry when Luke plays the piano sometimes.
Okay.
Does something to my brain.
It wasn't a bad movie. It was pretty good. It's a different premise in a way, like not really, but in a way, some of the stuff was slightly different. It's very tropey, like everything in it, what's going to happen.
Right.
Like, he's going to break into safes to get the money for the hospital bills. That, it's going to go bad. That Yuri's not going to let him stop breaking the safes. He's going to, do this and that. But the worst part was the watch. Like, it being the watch of the one person in the world, you know what I mean? And this composer is like, not even like, he's like, yeah, we're going to go to Asia and do this. I got hired to go to Asia and compose this music and stuff. But he just happens to have an estate just up New York where they broke into and stole the watch. You know what I mean? So that was the worst part about how they got caught. But other than that, it was good.
What do you think you would rate it?
Maybe like a 7.
Okay. That's better than your average.
Yeah, it's better than what I would rate most movies. I mean, because at least it was entertaining. It was well put together. I did like, some of the music and stuff like that they did. It's not bad.
Okay.
It's not great, but it's not bad. Like I said, there's a few tropes for these type of movies where it's not a super original idea and stuff like that. But he is very... Everybody... Okay, let's put it again. This is another one of those movies where I don't know why these two people ended up together. Like, they have no chemistry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Other than their love for piano, they really have, like, no chemistry. And neither one of them seems like a personable person or a person you would want to be around. They don't seem like super friendly or, very good conversationalists or anything like that. So,
right.
There's that. But
this review right here says, besides a main character lacking personality, I was genuinely surprised by how much I enjoyed Tuner. Kind of resonates with your take on this a bit.
People tend to agree with me every once in a while on here. So,
all right. Maybe I'll check that one
and then
out.
Look, doesn't land a particularly strong ending.
Yeah.
I mean, that was literally how the movie ended. It was like, ooh, okay.
But that's still good to me. Well, yeah, technically it hasn't even come out yet, so it's not going to be on streaming.
Yeah, Tuesday $5 movie wouldn't be
at
bad.
Least a little bit, right?
Yeah, you don't know, man. I mean, this thing could bomb in 2 weeks and be on a streaming platform in 3. So
right, that's true.
Right. And I thought it was about cars.
No, not a car tuner.
Wrong tuner. All right, well, we are through our movies, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for some Sportsball. Support for today's show comes from Prime Video. Looking for something great to watch tonight? Check out Prime Video from Amazon. With a huge library of hit movies, binge-worthy TV shows, and award-winning originals, there's always something new to dive into. From action-packed blockbusters to exclusive series you won't find anywhere else, Prime Video lets you stream at home or on the go. Plus, with downloads available, you can watch your favorites even without Wi-Fi. Start streaming today and see what everybody's talking about with Prime Video. See the link in the description or just head to mamalukes.net/Prime Video. That's mamalukes.net/Prime Video. Support for Mamalukes is brought to you by Aspire Drinks. Looking for an energy drink that doesn't give you jitters and that inevitable crash? Aspire is redefining energy drinks with a better, healthier way to power your day. Unlike most energy drinks that are loaded with excessive caffeine and sugar, Aspire delivers a gentle, balanced boost with 80 milligrams of natural caffeine, half the caffeine of most leading energy drinks. Packed with essential vitamins and enhanced with biotin and ginger, the benefits are a no-brainer. They're enjoyable for any moment, at work, the gym, or on the go. Order now with free U.S. shipping. Find them at aspiredrinks.com and use our promo code Mamalukes to get 20% off anything on your order. That's aspiredrinks.com and promo code Mamalukes to get 20% off your order. Welcome back. It's time for Sportsball.
All right, around here we like to start with our Cleveland sports. So as a recap for the past week, the Cleveland Guardians lost in extra innings for Star Wars night. It was a rain delay. We were there for 7.5 hours and had to pay extra for parking.
Yeah.
And they lost. So not very happy about that whole adventure, but got a bobblehead out of it. Sunday they lost again. So they lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins. And then they swept the Angels this week.
Yep.
And currently they are losing 3-0 to the Reds. And just as a brief note, we were talking about this. So we went and seen a comic, and he asked how the Cincinnati Reds got their name. And somebody in the audience said they were wearing red. And he started laughing. He's like, no, seriously. And they were like, no, that's seriously how they were wearing red pants.
He's like, oh,
and
fuck
they started
me.
calling them the Reds. So I did not know that. There's a little bit of knowledge for you.
Did we actually confirm that's
Yes.
Okay.
I actually looked it up, and that is how they got their name.
And then he felt like such an asshole. He kept bringing it up all night. He's like, red pants, got it.
Yeah. So that makes me think of Deadpool. Like, you know, good thing I wore the red pants, and he got the idea. He's wearing the brown pants. And then you got the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
So, yeah. Speaking of which, the Browns schedule was released today.
Hooray.
Is there any games that you're looking forward to?
I mean, it's pretty much just whatever home games, I guess, when those happen to be, at least for me, for the past few seasons when I've gone to a decent amount of games with my brother and my dad, but who it ends up being, I don't really care. I mean, it's always going to be at least one against the Bengals, the Ravens, Steelers.
Yeah, and the season ends this year against the Bengals, which is the first time in a long time. Yeah. Usually it's the Ravens or the Steelers.
Right.
It's usually the Steelers. But they also play the last place team in almost every division, you know, because that's how it works out. So, you know, they're playing the Dolphins and the Raiders. And so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It's not a super exciting schedule, but hopefully a winnable one. Me and Sean, I should say, I'll give him credit for this. He was joking around yesterday and he said, what if Watson came back and was a Pro Bowl quarterback and took him to the playoffs? Wouldn't that be like the most Brownsy thing ever
it sure would.
In the last year of this mega contract?
You know, there's been years where the Browns have terrible years, but then they end up playing well against good teams, like good 49ers teams. Yeah. And this past season, who was they beat? It was the Packers. The Packers were decent this past season that they beat them, and I was like, how? Yeah,
I don't know. Any given Sunday, as the phrase goes. So.
Right.
All right. So the Cavs won the other night in overtime and took the series lead 3-2. That was also the first time they've won on the road in the entire playoffs so far.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Yay.
Sloppy win, but we'll take it.
Yeah. They're playing tonight, and currently they are down 63-52 with a few minutes into the third. So Detroit just went on another run because it was 54-52, not 64-62. So let's turn that off.
Okay. All right. Goodbye.
The rest of the NBA, the Lakers were swept by OKC. Bron's future is up in the air. He hasn't really announced what he's going to do. Everybody's still saying he wants to make it at least 2 more years so he can play with Bronny.
Right.
But we'll see. The Spurs lead the Timberwolves 3-2. And those are the series in the West. And then the Knicks swept the 76ers.
I was going to say, I think they moved the Spurs and Timberwolves game to tonight.
Yeah.
Because I think it normally would have been yesterday that they would have played.
Yeah.
Is that just like, oh, it's a Friday night, let's put both games on there?
I don't know, because like sometimes they do 2 days in between the games and sometimes they do 1. Usually when the series gets into the later ones, when they go into games 5 and 6 and they start switching cities,
right,
there's an extra day in between for travel time.
Yeah.
You know, I know they do that in the finals because they're going East Coast to West Coast.
Right.
But
I would have thought they would have kept it on Thursday, though, just because the other 2 series, they're already done. So it's like they're leaving a night during the week where...
It's probably a viewer thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on last night, but maybe it was a viewer thing. So,
business decisions.
Yeah. So that's the NBA. In the NHL, the Canadians are leading Buffalo 3-2 right now. All the other 3 series are done. The Avs beat the Wild. They ended up losing a game just because I said something last week about them not losing a game the entire playoffs. So to prove me wrong, they lost 1, and then they beat them 4-1 for the series. Their last game that they beat them, they were actually down like 3. They were down by 3 goals. Came back to win or tie it with 30 seconds left to go in regulation, and then won in overtime. And the end of the game was 4-3. So I still think the Avs are the team to beat. Guess prove me wrong. The Knights beat the Ducks. Somehow the Knights are still relevant. That's just amazing for an expansion team to be that good every year to me. But and then Carolina swept the Flyers, which the Flyers were like the 76ers. Like they're both Philadelphia teams really didn't belong in the playoffs, and they kind of just got in on a play-in or a low seed, and they did really well and surprised somebody in the first round and then got swept in the second round.
Yep.
So, soccer update. There's 28 days to the World Cup.
28 days.
Yeah. And then in real World Cup news, Madonna has been added to the first ever World Cup halftime show. because Madonna's relevant in 2026. And the pronunciation of the song that Shakira and, what was it, Burnt Boy?
Sure.
I think his name was, is Die Die.
Die Die.
We were talking about that last week, and we didn't know if it was Day Day or Dada or Die Die. It's Die Die. I actually Googled the translation of it. So
Okay.
no, I didn't. I just played the song, and when she said it, I was like, yes, got it. No.
So we get Madonna and Shakira.
Yeah. I get
So what'd you
Madonna
think of the
and Shakira.
song?
I just listened to it till that played, and then I shut it off. So not great.
Probably not
But,
good.
yeah.
Okay.
Not great.
So, but that's sports ball.
Sports
It
ball.
was so fast.
That's what she said.
She did say that.
So, in other fast things that happened, not really. Nope. Don't have the segue for that. This past week, we had Google's annual I/O conference, where it's just their conference where they talk about all their new stuff that Google's doing, particularly, usually, mostly about Android most of the time. I think they called it like Android I/O or something like that. Anyway, so I just wanted to round up a couple things that they announced that seemed a little bit interesting, or at least to the average person, you'll probably end up hearing about at some point. Their biggest announcement really was how they're expanding Gemini, their AI, into what it's now calling Gemini Intelligence. So I am just going to take that, and I think a lot of other tech experts out there are pretty much just saying, oh, so you're just rebranding the same thing you have. Okay, cool. Along with whatever couple new features that they might be throwing in onto their Android phones and cars, browsers, and anything in the future they come out with. They got more agentic AI features so that your devices can do things for you, summarize more things for you, automate more things for you, integrate more things into other things, blah, 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 AI stuff. Some more interesting things, though. So they're introducing the Google Book. Not to be confused with Google Books, which is another service by Google, which is like their book purchasing platform or something. So it was really confusing why they would start calling this new successor to Chromebooks Google Book. It's supposed to be, I don't know if it's supposed to be like a higher end version of Chromebooks, or if they're phasing out Chromebooks or the name Chromebooks and just calling them Google Books now. I didn't dig into that.
The Google machine.
Yeah.
Googler.
It's a new
I
Googler.
wish they would call it the Googler.
That would be a good name.
Better than Google Books.
So they're going to be new laptops, basically, that run like a combination of Android and Chrome OS all in one thing, kind of like what Chromebooks already do. Surrounded around the previously mentioned Gemini Intelligence. Those are going to get made by Acer, Asus, Dell, HP, Lenovo, brands you have surely heard about. Skipping through some details because there's a bunch of other BS announced with that. They previewed Android 17. So anybody that has a somewhat newer Android phone, you'll be seeing that update probably within the next probably 6 to 8 months at the very least. Some new features included the expanded quick share compatibility, like doing airdropping with iPhones and stuff. Basically, more Android phones are going to be capable of that, besides like just the top end ones. AI generated widgets, some creator tools for apps on Instagram. I think they actually finally just came out with an Instagram app, or a more dedicated version of the Instagram app for tablets, which has been a theme you guys probably haven't heard about in the past, but like in the whole tech space, everybody had complained for the longest time about Instagram not having an iPad app for the longest time, until just a couple of years ago, I think they did. So this is kind of in the same space, like, oh my God, you have a tablet app now. Cool. Yeah, what do you do? The thing that I found a little more interesting out of all of this for Android, though, is the Android Auto stuff that's coming out. And I'll bring up some stuff on that. So they're making Android Auto fit on more different weird screens, which is kind of cool. If you have screens in your car that are actually that freaking huge. But the actual functionality of what they're seeing here with like the app drawers and how you're kind of getting like a full screen map experience. There's widgets. This was the thing that I thought was really cool. That should have been in Android Auto a while ago. Not necessarily this feature right here where they're showing super detailed maps. I mean, that's cool, but I don't know. Just know where you're going.
Oh, wow. I can show you going under bridges.
Right. Which, I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
If you're in like crazy complex cities and stuff like that.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Pittsburgh. Yeah.
That would be useful.
That would be really useful.
In Pittsburgh.
Yeah. But the thing I saw was you can watch full screen videos when you're in park.
That's going to be great. Only when you're in park, though.
Only when you're in park. Because it should know how to communicate with your car when you're in park. Unless you do some things to hack your Android Auto on your phone and bypass that.
Buy the Tesla, the knockoff Tesla screen for your car. And
right.
You can
Yeah.
do all that. Yeah.
Right. But it's supposed to integrate with your car so it knows when you're actually driving or in park.
Yeah, it's just a liability thing.
Oh, well, for sure. But it'll seamlessly transition from video to audio only, which is cool if you're like listening to something that's kind of like.
How many red lights are we going to have to honk at people? Then they're going to punch it to get through, you know?
Right. I don't know. I just thought like, okay, if you're parked in your car, like, and you have to wait on whatever.
So what has Dolby Atmos? Like your car speakers?
There's some cars that have that.
No. I mean, it can't be true Dolby Atmos. Like, what are we talking about? What kind of vehicle? Maybe in the headphones or something?
Probably higher end luxury cars.
Maybe in the headphones they do. I can't see it in just the speakers of the car.
I'm starting to see newer cars that have some ridiculous speaker setups.
I mean, I had Beats in my 300 and I got the higher end stereo. It's Alpine in my truck.
Okay.
But Dolby Atmos, like,
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a branding thing.
Yeah, I think it is. I think they're just slapping their name on it and saying it's capable, but.
Right. And there goes our future Dolby Atmos sponsor, but that's okay.
No, I'm saying like there goes our car future sponsor.
Yeah, well,
oh, you called it high end, so Mercedes-Benz, Volvo, Lotus, and Lucid.
Yeah, yeah. Which
and again, I'll never be able to afford or see one of those. So
at that end, you better be getting it.
Don't say never because we could definitely.
Not if people don't like, subscribe, and share.
Right.
We could definitely crack some safes.
Right. Right. Crack some safes and
Matt,
get the keys.
Hearing, don't you?
Whoa! There's a beep.
There's a beep. That's okay.
All right, let me say it again. Matt, you got that stupid hearing, don't you?
Oh, no.
All right, let me try it again.
Super hearing.
Matt, you got that supersonic
hearing.
Yeah.
The funniest part out of this Android
is that I make my friends laugh.
Auto.
They're welcome.
Yeah.
Matt's gonna start crying now.
I'm just Luke's got to edit all this shit. Like, what's the funniest?
The funniest part that they did with this Android Auto stuff was that they had a demo by none other than Paris Hilton.
That's hot.
I mean, I'm not even kidding.
Look, I even made a photo widget of iconic.
What car do you think she's in?
Everything
a fucking Mercedes.
Especially the new Google Maps experience is so helpful and gorgeous inside and out.
I didn't even recognize
Just
her.
like me.
Just like
Loves
me.
it. When I'm between takes, I'm never bored. My car can transform into my own private movie theater.
My own private bathroom. Shit's everywhere.
Here in the front seat.
That's hot.
Now that's hot.
Hey babe, excited for date night on Thursday.
Well, that's about all we needed from that.
Yeah. That was good timing.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I did that. I make my friends laugh.
That was, you couldn't have timed that better. Go ahead.
2 words. That's hot. Like that's her coin phrase.
I wouldn't know.
Since what year has she been
don't
saying
know.
that? Since I was a young teenager.
Yeah.
I never was a fan of Paris Hilton, so I don't really know.
Wouldn't call myself a fan. It's just I've heard her say that's hot more than I would like.
Right.
Who was her lackey with the insect eyes that was always hanging around her back then?
Lindsay Lohan?
No.
What year?
I don't know, when she had the TV show. They were on a TV show together where they did like farm shit.
You're talking about
and
her
stuff like that.
sister?
Is that her sister?
Yeah, Nicole Richie.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's her sister?
I'm pretty sure. I thought so.
Long-term best friend was Nicole Richie.
Maybe
Okay.
it's her sister.
Nicole Richie. Yeah, she's got those insect eyes.
Yeah.
Not like the
praying mantis.
Not like the Gambit girl's eyes.
Yeah.
It was briefly in Peaky Blinders.
Yep. The one last Android thing that I saw they're trying to do is like app usage time limiting and like how they're trying to implement that. Marquez Brownlee, really big tech YouTuber, kind of poked fun at this.
On that. This is basically when you go to open one of those apps, it'll pause you for a second and ask you, like, is this really what you want to do? Is this how you want to spend your time right now? It can even give you various prompts like taking a deep breath or showing some different apps that you can open instead, or literally swipe through some custom photos to remind you to go touch some grass, along with showing how long you've already used this app today, which is hilarious. I don't know if this is going to work any better than the other screen time tools, but it's different. It's a different take on it. So I'll give them credit for that. It's interesting.
Yeah. So that was pretty much all that. I don't know. I just thought that was
You do have
kind
to
of funny.
enable that, right?
Yeah, it's something you got to turn on. There's people that want to like
to turn them on.
Matt's like, I don't want to breathe.
I don't want to breathe. Don't ask me questions.
Matt just holds his breath.
give me my game.
Show me my super niche porn and shut up.
Oh my god. But I can't say.
No.
You could say super niche porn.
Yeah, because that's not.
It's not offensive.
Yeah, it's not one of those terms that we get canceled for.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff they announced. Security, digital well-being. There's a lot of people saying like, yeah, this is all really cool with the AI and stuff. This seems like a huge like security fallout with how much information we're really going to start giving Google. I don't think those opinions are unfounded. Like there's a lot of stuff going on here where it's like you start AI assisting everything with the amount of info you give a company. Yeah, it's a lot that I think you're handing over. So I don't know. I think some of the stuff they're doing is cool, but I'm still cautious about all that other
Touching
stuff.
grass.
I'm not cautious about touching grass. I don't mind doing that. I just, yeah.
I don't mind touching ass either. I mean, grass.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. And that's pretty much all I had for the Googler stuff with their I.O. conference.
Googler stuff.
So there was this TV show that was out. Oh man, it was, I want to say probably early 2000s. And it had Tom Hanks' son in it, and he was a
Oh,
cop.
Chet.
No, the other one.
Oh.
The one that actually acts and is pretty famous.
Oh.
The one that looks just like Tom Hanks.
Oh.
But he was a cop, and he had like this older detective that was with him, and he called everything. He had a laptop, and he's like, I got the Google machine, and I'm gonna ask it questions or stupid shit like that. But he always called it the Google machine, and that stuck with me. So I always call it the Google machine.
The Google machine.
Yeah, it's not Chet Hanks.
Colin Hanks?
Colin Hanks.
Colin.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was called The Good Guys. It was in 2010. Sorry.
I want to see it. Google.
Images.
That guy like with the suspenders or the hard
The hard
gun
what?
holster, whatever it is.
This guy?
Yeah, he's the one that called everything like the Google machine for the computer and stuff.
The Google
I don't
machine.
think I've
It was
seen
pretty funny.
Hmm.
I don't think it was on very long. Might have been 1 or 2 seasons.
Speaking of distancing from technology and social media and things, though, that'll lead us right into something that I saw you share on Instagram the other day. I'll hand it right over to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who can relate to the Gen X urge to delete your entire social media presence? Who's with me?
Kind of.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't be bored because no human action or no human interaction other than this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But let's go back to landlines, mixtapes, record players, which I have one.
Mm-hmm.
Luke has one too,
Mhm.
which is why I like them. Books, handwritten letters, film cameras, and good old fashioned home cooking.
We've talked about film cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about this topic a couple of times, but I'm talking about it again.
Real quick. I don't know. I don't want to ruin. You know what? I'm
You're
gonna let you go.
ruining it.
I don't want to. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You're fine.
Mixtapes. So like back when I made mixtapes.
Oh, no, you're ruining it already.
Am I?
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta wait.
Okay.
You gotta wait for
Oh
me.
wait, I got excited.
I know. Well, that was my huge thing. It's also one of my trivia questions.
Oh, okay.
So you
Yeah.
we're vibing. We're vibing. Does it sound like nostalgia, burnout, or both?
I would say both.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely nostalgia.
And like, aren't you like burnout or like, yeah, you're like reminiscing on like how things used to be or how things used to feel, how they used to operate. But
Back in my day.
We're probably romanticizing a lot of this too.
yeah,
A little
that's
bit,
that's
probably.
another point I have. But the constant connectivity fatigue, you're searching for connection, you just end up doom scrolling. You're like, hey, like, are my friends on? They're like, no, fuck you, but here's 20 reels. Catch up.
You sent me that one 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like hating the algorithms and the ever-changing platforms. I don't know about you, but every time I get on, it's like, where did they put this button to make a post? Or, you know,
There's been a recent Facebook app update, and like one of the menus, it's just broke. Like I have to go to a certain section of the Facebook app to get it to work again. I don't know. It's weird. Sorry. That just reminded me of
that's
that.
okay.
They just keep breaking stuff.
my messenger is stuck on one new notification and I don't
That's annoying.
see who it is or where it is. Like
there is a way around that. I'll show you later.
Okay. Learn me something.
Yeah.
Like, why are they constantly moving shit around? Like, you're just making it harder for the older people. Also, one thing, if anybody agrees with this, like, fuck the algorithm. Like, what even is it? It's like, here, you click on one video of a duck and it's like, here's 3 more.
Or if you accidentally like leave an ad on, like you see something and you kind of watch like 10 seconds of it. Now there's fucking 50 more of those ads on your feed. Like,
it's very
I'm not going to get into what's on my feed.
You getting more Baker's ads?
Yeah.
Similar things to Baker's.
Oh my God. Sous chefs.
Mars men, military workouts for men over 40.
Yeah.
No. Like, I am the target for, like, are you constantly fatigued? Are you gaining weight? Like, are your labs normal? Like, fuck, yes. Everything. Do you feel like shit? Like, yes, I do.
Then you try to say, I don't want to see this ad anymore. And they're like, but what?
And then it's just some influencer trying to sell you their creatine or whatever.
Yeah.
Beef pills. I don't know.
Beef pills?
Yeah, like beef organ pills. It's a real thing.
I believe you.
Now that's going to be on our feed.
Yep,
Never
beef
heard
pills.
that.
You're welcome.
Probably.
Luke's gonna be like, God damn it.
Instantly unlocks phone. Beef pills.
But the only thing that the algorithm is currently good for is I clicked on one video of tiramisu and or somebody sent me one, and now it keeps showing up. And I'm convinced that I've peaked in the algorithm world because I've made it into tiramisu land. And that's with like a couple of people, but one of my friends, Big Mac, we're just like loving it. It's pretty hilarious. Oh, and then on Facebook, what's with all the random people's profiles? It'll be like
people
somebody,
you may know, that type of thing.
I don't even think it's people you may know. It's like a person's name and profile. It says follow, and then it's their post. And I'm like, I'm not even friends with this person. Why am I seeing
I don't know. How do we get that to happen?
Right. We should figure that out.
So
how do we get Mamalukes to do that?
my next bitch is we can't figure out the algorithm to promote something, like your business or whatever.
Our podcast.
Yeah. But it picks up on one little thing and runs with it.
Yep.
The nostalgia of landlines and the answering machines. Everybody remembers those.
Yeah, I don't have any want for that to come back.
No.
Yeah, I mean, no.
I had to stop at payphones.
I remember
and
it.
Shit.
It's nostalgic, but I don't care to have a landline anymore.
Renting movies instead of endless scrolling.
I'm okay with the ease of home streaming as well.
You don't miss video time,
No,
Blockbuster?
I don't miss driving somewhere to not be able to get the fucking movie that I wanted to watch because somebody else had it.
Yeah, I mean,
and then maybe waiting like a half hour because the copy was supposed to come back before close that night. I did stupid shit.
This is the part of the future that we were promised that we got, and it's not that bad to not have to deal with some of that.
Yeah. Disposable cameras, waiting for your photos to be developed to see how bad they turned out and possibly having red eye.
Yeah. I mean,
you remember how
Netflix and
creepy
chill
that
wasn't
was?
that bad of a thing to come from technology. So.
You remember the red eye stuff though? That was
I know my
scary.
parents have a ton of Polaroid
Like you look like a demon.
pictures
It's like,
that-
let me take your Christmas pictures in front of the fireplace. Red eye. Like,
Yep.
You look crazy as hell. How about like photos on your walls and in albums versus cloud and your data storage? Like having physical
I think
pictures.
there's still a decent amount of people that still like having physical photos and stuff like that. That's probably still an older generation thing, but
I have so many photo albums from as like
When Claire
you're
was
a little
little.
young. No, you're a little young. So like as generations have passed on, like my grandmother, my mom got a bunch of them, and now I have those and a bunch of my mom's, and I'm like trying to force them onto the rest of the family. Like, I mean, there's photo albums where it's not labeled.
right.
I don't know who the fuck these people are.
It's too
You know what I
old.
mean? And it's not like I don't mean to hate like that. I mean, it's I'm assuming that some of it's my relatives and stuff like that, but it's like I don't have any idea the story behind the picture,
Or where they're at.
or anything like that. It's like when you find a picture of your grandpa and grandpa, or grandma and grandpa, not your grandpa and grandpa, or your grandpa and grandpa, whatever you may find. I'm not hating.
Hey, they could have just been hanging out.
Yeah, when you find a picture of that, you know what I mean, and you know who they are, and you're like, oh man, that's really cool, or somebody's like, oh yeah, your grandparents were really attractive back in the day and stuff like that, or whatever,
Or they looked like somebody today.
yeah, or something like that. That's
Right.
neat. But when you have a photo album full of shit, and you're just like, I don't know what any of this is.
Do you
Yeah.
think you'd feel different if it was all like properly
Labeled?
documented and labeled and
Yes.
stuff like that?
Absolutely, but they didn't do that.
I have
Okay.
some really old pictures on
Yeah.
my
Not even-
mom's side of the
Sometimes
family.
it might have like the date written on the back, but
Oh,
that's
but you
it.
can't read it.
Yeah.
That makes it really tough. Yeah.
That I would like to know who these people are, but the older generation's gone.
So now I get Facebook, which shows this photo is no longer available because I might have tagged somebody and they blocked me in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what's in my memories now. The only memory I get that actually shows up at the cloud, my Verizon cloud, that one actually sends me photos of shit that I thought were like deleted from all sources of media.
Yeah.
And every once in a while one pops up and I'm like, fuck, and I got to go back through and like start deleting photos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was fun, draw on them, cut people out of pictures
Oh,
and
yeah,
shit,
like-
and then hang them back
Completely
on the wall.
destroy your
Yeah.
yearbooks or class pictures from elementary school.
So
Yep.
that one's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Like photos and stuff like that, like having photos on the wall. I still have photos of Claire when she was a baby hanging on my wall and stuff like that, and
Right.
but I also enjoy the digital picture frames that'll scroll through and show
Yeah.
images
Until
and stuff,
until a dirty picture shows up.
No, I don't.
That's always a thing in the movies.
Yeah, I don't even have any of that.
No.
I'm kind of lame. But
Nobody comes over anyway. They're not going to see it.
Yeah, that's true too. So if I want, no, I'm just fine.
If I want my ding-a-ling, like, oh, hey, that's me.
How many times have I had to tell people to ignore that red flashing light?
Oh, brother. All right, the next one, Matt. Mixtapes and burned CDs.
Yeah, that was my jam back in the day.
Yeah. So the truest form of love from another is, I really think it, like the time that it took to like make it.
Dude, I used to spend so much time in front of a radio with a cassette tape in it, waiting for my song to play so I could hurry up and hit record.
Yep.
And then hit stop at the exact moment before the radio announcer kicked back on. And then you would have to do that for every freaking song that you wanted to fill a mixtape.
Even more effort if you waited in to call in to request that song.
Sometimes you had to get your song to actually play.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you had to wait for that. Then you had to wait and record it.
Yeah, you had to be good at it.
Yeah.
Because it took a second for it to pick up. So you had to hit record before it actually wanted to. And it was play and record at the same time. If you fucked up, it just started playing.
Right. Yeah.
Shout out to Cody because he always used to burn me CDs.
Now that's different. That's super easy. And I burnt the shit out of some
Yeah.
CDs too. I was huge on
Made a few of
LimeWire
those.
and Napster and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Did you invent Napster?
No. I wish. Shit.
Just kidding.
Yeah. No. I probably supported it, but that was another one, man. You download a song, you'd sit there on that dial-up internet and sit there and wait for a song to download. Sometimes you wait like 45 minutes to an hour for a song to download.
Yep.
Because, somebody was watching TV or, using a phone or something and your internet speed crashed. And then it would be some kind of fucking joke because somebody put some other stupid ass song into that name. It's like, oh, God damn it.
Right.
So, yeah, that was good times.
We've talked about it, but the CD books in your car, that was always comical. Not safe for driving.
No, not at all. I actually had a Walkman hooked up to a tape deck
in your car.
In my car for a long time. I'd make people hold it when I was driving. Ravon would love to tell you horror stories about that. They all love to tell that horror story too.
Yeah, cars didn't have CD players.
Right. And at one point I only had headphones and not a radio apparently. And I would put the headphones on and make them hold my Walkman. That's what they tell people, which I don't think is true. But they're dead set that I did that to them.
That's funny.
Yeah. I will call you out on that, Mike and Ravon.
Back to phones though. We've talked about it again. Rotary phones. My grandma used to have one in her basement.
I think it's fun to see this generation try and use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like you used to have one single landline. You remember? Then you could get like call waiting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
you're too young to remember party lines. We were actually, Virginia and I were talking about that last week. So a party line was where a block of houses had the same phone number. And if they were on the phone across the street, you couldn't use the phone.
Right.
But people could pick up the phone and listen to your conversations and stuff like that.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's weird to think about nowadays.
With the dial-up internet.
Yeah, now everybody just walks around with their phone on speaker and talks into it like this.
Right.
Yeah, or like
not
where
annoying at all.
Like where they shouldn't. Like you're in a doctor's office or something, or it's ridiculous. Like I don't want to listen to your conversation. Shut up.
All right, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. No, I was saying the person shut up, not you. Yeah, shut up, Matt. So the real question is were all of these things like actually better, or are we just remembering like all the good parts?
Certain mediums, I think, have certain advantages. Like there is, I think, tangible benefits to certain physical media. I think with the way that everything is digital nowadays, we are really attuned to just having the instant gratification of getting anything we want and anything we want at any given time, and it's accessible at the push of a button. But at the same time, that's kind of the future we were always driving for anyway, even back then. Like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we could have this in the future?
You even look at the Jetsons. They go up and push a button on the wall, and what they wanted, food or whatever would come out.
Right.
The chair would dress them or whatever.
Wasn't the robot's name Rosie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I almost said Susie. I was like, that's not right.
No, that's not right.
She's way cooler than the Tesla robots or whatever the hell they are. It's scary.
Right.
The murder bots.
Yeah, murder bots. What hobbies did you have before the internet? Let us know.
Is that for the listeners?
Anybody?
Yeah.
Before the internet, we played with our friends.
Yeah.
Outside, yeah.
Yeah, we played sports. We played every different
I don't
kind of
know
sport there was.
if I was an adult before the internet, I don't know what I would do.
Oh, no. I just mean, like, what were you doing before the internet took over your life and technology and stuff? Other than, like, video games.
I didn't have social media until...
I was talking about this today, like 2009, I think.
It was like 2005, I want to say, probably.
I was like late to the Facebook
for like
game.
MySpace, that was probably the biggest
Yeah. And
push.
then, I used to like AOL Instant Messenger to meet people like back in the day. Like I did that.
ASL.
But that was like a rare thing. It was like you might be able to get on that for an hour a day or something, or an hour a week or something at my friend's house. We didn't even have it in our home,
Right.
So
Same.
We were out meeting people. We were out talking. We were out socializing. We were out,
Getting into trouble.
yeah, being around people. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like people's conversations now. And it's like, I can give a great example of this now. It's like a friend of mine that, I'm texting. It's like, we don't have conversations in person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everything is through text.
Right.
This is the most talking that I do during the week is, an hour to 2 hours on a podcast on a Friday night.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it most of the time. You know what I mean?
We try.
No, not the podcast. I mean, not talking to people.
Right.
Yeah, he tries to do that too. Like,
But,
I don't know.
yeah, like I'll give an interview at work or something like that and I have a whole spiel and it's just memorized and it's just, I beat it out verbatim.
Right.
And, when I'm done with every interview, I'm like, man, it's like, this is the most I'm going to talk all day. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I just want to go back to my desk and,
Doom scroll.
No, I usually don't. Like I might carve out a little bit of time. Like you'll see a whole bunch of stuff
memes.
all at once, but it's all like in a little block. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So most of the time I'm busy.
Okay.
But I try to stay off of that stuff. Like I've done audiobooks. I've done, I have Pandora playing music constantly in the background and stuff. But if I'm at my desk, I wish we were allowed to have music on the plant floor.
Right.
But the decibel levels up and they want you to wear hearing protection, even though they make headphones now that are basically noise canceling and all that stuff. But still, you wouldn't be able to hear forklift traffic and different things like that. And so I get the safety side of it, but I really wish we were allowed to have music.
Right.
Yeah, like as far as hobbies and stuff like that, that's it. We were just interacting.
Yeah. Hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
I was playing with.
You were hanging out with enemies. You were hanging out with everybody in your neighborhood, every kid, you know what I mean? Like it was all the same drama, but you know what? You knocked each other down and then you were friends the next day. It wasn't like this shit online. You know what I mean? It was different. You got hit in the mouth. You know what I mean? You said the wrong thing or talked about somebody the wrong way and you got punched in the mouth.
Yep.
There was consequences. And, people are like, well, that's not the right way. Well, I'm taught a little bit of respect.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You learned a little bit of respect back then. Not now. I don't even play video games now because of the chat.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in a group of friends or something and that's all that I'm playing with, like if that's why I always like the co-op campaign games.
Yeah.
Stuff like that where you could go through 2 to 4 people and go through a campaign. I really enjoyed that. I hate Call of Duty.
Oh, no, I can't.
Just the
people
spawn die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like it's not even the talking shit. It's just nobody gives a shit about anybody. You know what I mean? It's the most just like people play music super loud and all you can hear is it blaring into the mic. You hear people saying the most foul things that they would never say to somebody in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's my whole thing. It's like the shit that comes out of people's mouths behind a microphone.
Behind the internet connections they have.
Yeah. Hiding behind the screen, however you want to say it. It's just like, it drives me absolutely nuts and I'm just too old for it. I can't get into it.
Not that I'm a huge gamer, but that's why I do like Polia.
Yeah.
Because people are just so super nice. And
Yeah.
everybody's like grateful.
That
and
is a
appreciative.
game where they are just
like people
chilling
are just
out.
like actually trying to help you. And it's pretty cool.
I mean, even like, what was that? World of Warcraft, WoW, or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, that got to the point where people were just ridiculous
yeah.
on that too, you know, and it's like,
Yep.
man, you guys ruin everything.
I
Grand Theft
experienced-
Auto.
Oh my God. World of Warcraft, there is a level of like how dedicated people get to that game where it's like,
Yeah, there's an episode of South Park about that.
yeah, it's just,
But the other thing with like that is like, you know, and no, I'm not the best. So like, you know, when these people are talking shit and they're like, you just don't like it because you're not good. I'm not, because I won't dedicate my time to listening to people run their mouths to try and get that good at it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just annoyed. Helldivers wasn't bad. I got to say that.
yeah.
The lobby in Helldivers for that 4-man team.
Yeah.
Most of the time, like if somebody was like a dick, they were gone in a game. You know what I mean? They didn't
Right.
hang around or anything like that, you know? So that wasn't bad.
I since you had mentioned seeing that on my computer the other day, I started playing that again a little bit.
Yeah.
We should maybe figure out, try doing a little
The
bit of that.
cross-platform play. Yeah. Again, I'm not great at first-person shooters because I haven't invested any kind of time into those kind of things. But,
Sure.
you know, I mean, every once in a while it's fun to play. Like I said, I miss the campaigns. I miss the Halo campaigns
Yeah.
and stuff like that. That was so much fun.
Yep.
Like I would even like to get like the Halo remastered and go back through it and go through, you know, the Halo 1 through 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
4 and 5 are okay.
yeah, I know. I know they stretch it after a while. I mean, just to try and keep you coming back, but
That's what she said.
right.
Yeah.
So
Matt's like, wait, what?
do you have 3 more things to go? on that?
No, that's it.
Oh, you're not going to talk about Saturday morning cartoons?
Nah. You want me to?
I love Saturday morning
Okay,
cartoons.
okay,
Dude,
okay.
I used to wake up every Saturday morning early just to get my lineup of cartoons that you could only see once a week.
Yeah. I remember you used to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Luke and I, when we first started dating, I was like, let's buy like our favorite cereals. And then I forget what we watched, but we watched some cartoons.
Yeah.
We got our cat Asher chirping at us for some reason. Ugh. Asher wasn't watching any Saturday.
I do
morning
miss
cartoons.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't even think Claire even had that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like where there was a set of cartoons on it. Because everything, she had digital and DVD and everything like that, but when she was a kid. So
It was probably around the time, I guess it would have made sense, when like cable TV and internet started coming to our area. Just how, so it was Time Warner Cable at the time, before it became Spectrum. Just the TV guide built into the thing, and then I just lost it with how I could see literally everything was right there and when it was coming on, and I was like, all right, I'm watching this day, watching this day.
did you remember having a newspaper or the TV guide from the
I had
newspaper?
the TV guide.
The paper one? Yeah.
The little book one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that. Yep.
Dude, me and Ravon were talking about this not too long ago. So we used to have to either call or get the newspaper to find out what time movies were playing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you had to be there early,
Yep.
especially if it was a newer movie, to try and get your seat because there was no assigned seating and anything like that. It was a free-for-all when the doors opened. So there was like always like a line and stuff.
Yeah.
But what we used to do was really shady. So like we get the newspaper and we'd map out our day.
Oh.
And then we would go to Mark's and get a 6-pack of Sprite. And then we'd go to Mr. Bulky and fill up with candy and we'd fill our backpacks up.
Right.
We'd go into the movie theater for the first movie we'd pay for, and you got the matinee price. And then we would go to the bathroom and wait for the next movie to start. Then we would walk into that theater. And then we'd go into the bathroom and wait for the next movie to start. And we'd go into that one. And we'd see every movie that came out, like, you know, like once a month we would go do this, you know, and see like 4 or 5 movies in a day.
Wow.
I've done some shady shit, but I've done the shadiest with my grandma when she was still alive. I snuck into my first movie with my grandma. She's like, I do it all the time. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, my grandma's crazy. I was like, this is what we're doing.
And then when we got to high school,
That's
my
pretty
friends
fun.
all worked at the Regal and we'd go for like midnight movies. Like
Yeah.
They would have
Nice.
employee showings and stuff like that.
Right,
They'd be able
yeah.
to invite friends and we'd all go up there and watch movies. That's how I saw Scream on Christmas Day.
Nice.
Oh, wait, she had one other good one we didn't talk about on there.
What was it?
Surviving without GPS.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Paper maps
Paper maps, yes.
before the internet.
Or you actually had to know where the freak you were going.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to deal with this. I was too young.
So we actually carried around a road atlas.
Yep.
And like when somebody would tell
And
us
the
what it
glove
was,
box.
you had to go back to the glossary and look up the road name, and it would give you grid coordinates on a page. You have to flip back to that page, and then you'd have to search the page in those grid coordinates to find the street, and then you would have to map your route out.
I really just loved the map in the glove box, though, because it was this big.
Huge. Yeah.
Well, you'd have to get new
On the
ones everywhere
pamphlet.
you went too.
Yeah.
Like if
Right.
you went to another state or city or whatever, you'd have to get a new map. So, delivering pizza before GPS and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I did that. We still had delivery times. I think we talked about that. Like you
Yeah,
still
yeah,
had to
yeah.
get your pizza in 30 minutes, even before, GPS.
Right. Yeah.
So you had to know the hood. Like you had to know where you were going. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
in the east of Chicago that I delivered from, which I'm not going to give the area because Luke will yell at me, had a very massive delivery area.
Oh,
Like it was like a 7-city delivery area.
okay.
That's crazy.
And like, I mean, sometimes you would drive 20 minutes to the outside edge of where you had to deliver.
Right.
And then there was this one guy, and he was always on the very like western side of the delivery area, and he always tipped you a penny.
Oh, no.
It was a $9.99 3-topping pizza that you could order, and he would always order the same pizza, and he did it like 3 times a week, and we'd all fight to see who had to go there because you go all the way out to the end of the delivery area, and he would tip you a penny thinking that he was making it an even dollar, even though it was $9.99. He would give you $10.01. So he was tipping you 2 cents. He was giving you
Right.
his 2 cents basically.
That's terrible.
Yeah. And I tried to explain it to him the one day because I was just frustrated.
Yeah.
Like I was tired. I was tired of making that delivery.
Did you ever ask him why he's such an asshole?
No, he actually thought he was like tipping you to make it $1. That's the way he tried to explain it to me. Like, well, if I give you a penny, then you get the whole $1. And I'm like, no, that's not
Not
math.
how that works.
That's not math.
That's math.
Be like, can I have a piece of pizza? I'm hungry now.
Right? I got a long drive
40,
back.
That's 40 minutes.
Yeah.
For 2 pennies?
You lose like,
However many
a big
deliveries.
portion of those deliveries, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like it was always like the manager's brother or something like that took all the 5 deliveries into the high end area on the
Yeah.
other side, and I'd have to go way over there into the
That's
hood and get 2
terrible.
cents
Well, now you can't live more than like 10 minutes away.
from the
Pizza location.
yeah. Well, yeah, I mean they probably have one 10 minutes from everywhere
Right.
too. So
Yeah.
but the other thing that like that about that job was the one manager told me to clean the bathroom. And this is like a second job for me. You know
Oh,
what I
the
mean?
nostalgia.
Yeah. And I looked him deadpan. I'm like, I ain't doing that. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, I ain't doing that. I've never used that bathroom. I was like, I'm not cleaning the bathroom. I was like, you can tell me to fuck right off. I was like, I will leave right now. He's like, I hate you people that got other jobs. I'm like, just because this is your career path, buddy, and I'm just doing it for extra money doesn't mean I'm going to clean your bathroom. Like, fuck right off. Like, I remember when Garmin came out.
Well,
Or TomTom.
The crazy thing is like my family is, like from around here, but then like they all moved to different states. I'm like, I remember them all like coming into town.
Yeah.
Like driving from New York to here. So like they just like memorized the routes.
Yeah. My sister, when she moved down to Virginia, was before GPS. And I remember, she'd be like, this is where you got to go off of this interstate. And then, we'd
Right.
try and write it down and then make the trip. That's like 7-hour drive. Hope you don't mess that up.
Right. Yeah. So, what hobbies did you have before the internet? What nostalgic things do you remember doing or not doing back then? Let us know. And we're going to take one more quick break and then head into trivia. Support for today's show comes from Audible. With Audible, you can listen to bestsellers, podcasts, and exclusive originals anytime, whether you're commuting, working out, or just relaxing at home. Members get access to a massive library across every genre, plus monthly credits to pick any title they want to keep. And with easy offline listening, your next favorite book is always ready when you are. Start your free trial today and turn every moment into a chance to listen. See the link in the description or just head to mamalukes.net/audible. That's mamalukes.net/audible. This episode of Mamalukes is brought to you by Wavedash Radio. If you're into video game or anime music, you should get tuned in. Whether you prefer the classics of Mario and Sonic, modern tracks of Halo or Kingdom Hearts, or the soundtracks of Full Metal Alchemist, Attack on Titan, and My Hero Academia, we've got a station for you. Featuring 4 separate stations, each with a curated playlist, you're sure to find something to jam out to. And the best part? You can listen for free. No strings attached, no asterisks. Just visit wavedashradio.com to get started. That's WAVEDASH radio.com. Welcome back. It's time for trivia. All right, question 1. Earlier we were talking about Mortal Kombat 2. So before Mortal Kombat 2, out of these movies, what was the last in which Carl Urban, who played, what's his name? Johnny Cage. What was the last movie he had a role in before Mortal Kombat 2? Out of these 4 movies, A, Thor Ragnarok, B, Star Trek Beyond, C, Hangman, or D, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker.
Matt, do you know this one?
I think so.
And yes, he was in all 4.
That's giving it away a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, Alysha.
I picked A because I don't know concept of time.
Okay.
And I don't know what Hangman is.
It's Al Pacino and him were in it.
Let's
see if I got my years right. So I think A and C were 2017-ish.
Okay.
B was like 2015-ish, and D was 2019. So it's got to be D, Rise of Skywalker.
Correct.
Nice.
He was a stormtrooper, and he didn't show his face. And if you wouldn't have said that he was in all of those movies, people might not have known that he was actually in Rise of Skywalker. Yes. That was a pretty good, like, if you weren't a Star Wars fan, trivia question.
Right.
I had a feeling it was going to be a Star Wars answer. That's why I asked Matt if he knew it, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think those years are right, too. I think the first one was Star Trek Beyond. Hangman and Thor Ragnarok were the same year. I think they were 2017. And then Star Wars was 2019.
Nice.
So honestly, I think those are actually in chronological order how I have had them listed there.
Star Trek Beyond's 2016.
Okay. No, I did mix that around a bit.
Yeah. And then Thor and then Hangman were the same year. So I was off by a year because I said 2015-ish for Star Trek Beyond. So
you're pretty much spot on.
Matt, you're pretty much always right.
Good job.
Hey, movie trivia.
Movie trivia.
My turn?
It is your turn.
Okay. What was the universal sign someone spent hours making a burn mix CD for you? A handwritten track list in Sharpie. B, a printed barcode. C, a password protected folder. Or D, a receipt taped to it.
Meow.
Ready?
Ready.
Let's go with Luke.
Okay. Just based on
Is that a tongue?
experience. That's part 2 of my answer. But my initial answer is A, a handwritten track list in Sharpie. Or if there was the answer E, it would have been what my grandma had was a custom CD label printer that you could print out whatever on it. And then it was like a sticker that went on the CD. That's what I did a couple times, but that wasn't an option here. So,
Oh, who did you burn CDs for?
Me. Just me.
Matt, what's your answer?
I said A.
Okay. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
I remember doing that.
There's nothing better than having somebody burn you a CD and name it something cool.
Matt's Super Hot Mix number 7.
Fire, fire, fire. Yeah. That's love,
And that's
for
just
sure.
all Backstreet Boys.
Oh my God.
Did you have any?
Burn CDs?
Yeah, that you
Yeah.
Sharpied all up and did stuff?
Well, like I said, Cody used to burn me CDs all the time.
Okay, but did you do any like custom Sharpie stuff on a CD or
Oh,
anything?
yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was one you remember more fondly.
No, Mina has them, though.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Mhm.
We'll have to look at those.
Cleveland sports are shitting the bed.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Guardians aren't looking great.
Cavs are down 112-91 with
That's
2 minutes left to go.
Probably not going to happen, and they're going to need to figure out what they need to do on Sunday.
Yeah. Got to win in Detroit.
Again.
Yeah.
We'll see how that works out. Great.
By the time we come back, we'll know the answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
This will be live updates in the past from Mamalukes.
And with that, we shall close it out. If you enjoy the show, let us know. Share, comment, and subscribe. If you listen to the audio version, leave us a 5-star review if you enjoy the show. We really appreciate those. If you're not watching on YouTube, you can find us on YouTube. But otherwise on other social media such as Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And you can check out our website, mamalukes.net, where we post all of our stuff there too, as well as our store.mamalukes.net. And when you check out, you can leave us a question, like I was choking on earlier, a comment or question, the previous episode, for us to talk about on the show. You could send us those instead of just buying stuff. Like, give us something to talk about too. That'd be cool. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, by the way, spoilers for Tuner and Tata.
Yeah, I was going to say that. He tuned her piano, and now they're in a relationship. Gives her a Rolex. He plays the piano. She cries. Bitches.
Bitches.
Happy?
Yeah.
See you later, bitches.